This is Biker Dad.
So I recently bought this 12-year-old beat-up bagger. I got it for a song and a dance, which is a great thing. But what I decided to do is to take this 12-year-old big Harley Davidson for a test ride of almost 2,000 miles the day after I bought it. So here's the good, the bad, and the ugly about this 2009 Harley Davidson Electric Glide that I just recently bought. The first thing is the good, which is I basically got this thing for free. I'll tell you about that as we go along with the story. But I want to start with the bad and the ugly, which are pretty much the same thing. The bad is that there's surface rust all over this thing. We live near the Gulf Coast, so there's salt in the air, and when you leave something outside that's metal in this environment, you're going to get surface rust all over it. So there is surface rust, but the good thing about that is that it is just that, surface rust. I've already just taken some tinfoil and rubbed it all over the bike, and it's gotten rid of about half of it. Also, the bad and the ugly about this bike, these generic dorky handlebars. This seat is as ugly as sin, and it's just old. And it's electric glide, so it has all of these geezer glide parts on it that make it just look old school, but also just, in my opinion, ugly. The extra headlights, the extra tail lights, extra stuff on it that just is not necessary. Now let's get to the good. Did I mention that I got this thing almost basically for free? Also, even though it's a 2009, it's 12 years old pretty much, it only has 20,000 miles on it. Only 20,000 miles on it. I don't know how you buy a motorcycle and don't ride it basically for 12 years. That bike right there is half the age and has more than twice the miles on it because I ride you know what out of it. And that's part of the reason that I bought this thing, so I could preserve Elvis, my favorite bike of all time. The good stuff on it as well, although I'm getting ready to do a 2,000 mile initial test run on it. I did do a couple hundred miles on it already, and it sounds and rides pretty good. This has a stage 2 on it, which means it has an upgraded air intake, upgraded exhaust, tuner, and it has a cam in it. This is a 96 cubic inch motorcycle engine on this bike that weighs about 900 pounds. Elvis has a 103 and weighs about half as much as this bike is, and I can already tell this bike, even though it's heavier and has all of this unwanted stuff on it, it's actually a lot faster and more powerful. But the big question is, will this bike stand up to the 2,000 mile road test that I'm going to put on it in just a couple of days? I'm going to take it down from Spanish Fort, Alabama to the Tampa Bay area and back. Untested. We'll see what it does. Stay tuned.
This is Biker Dad.